This is a major turning point for the Calgary Flames. After being eliminated from playoff contention in heartbreaking fashion, fans and the organization are rightfully disappointed. However, there's still plenty of positives to take away from this season and for the future. We're going to get into all that and more in this video, but first I want to welcome you to Flames Digest. I'm Mark Griffith. If you're new around here and you love the Flames, make sure you subscribe so you can stay up to date on all the latest news, updates, reports, and rumors revolving around your Calgary Flames. We would love to welcome you to the Flames Digest family. And now that we're, eliminated from playoff contention, I just wanted to say thank you guys so much for the support across the 2024-2025 NHL season. I sincerely appreciate it. We've built a wonderful community here, and we got to see a lot of highs together, a lot of lows together, and we're kind of suffering through this elimination together. But without further ado, let's hop in and just talk about how it is officially over. It is over now. It's unfortunate. We needed a win last night. We needed some help last night, and just didn't quite go the way we needed it to. And yes, the Flames have officially been eliminated. So with St. Louis and Minnesota's wins, Calgary has now been eliminated from the playoffs. So before our result had even finished in our game against Vegas, we knew we were already eliminated as the third period was starting after both St. Louis and Minnesota won. And it was just so heartbreaking in the way that obviously Minnesota did win that game against Anaheim. It looked like Anaheim was going to do us a favor. We were finally going to get some luck. Fate was on our side, and stupid Joel Eriksson had to score a goal with under 25 seconds to go in that game. Just really too bad. Broke all of our hearts. And there's just no other way to say it, that it sucks being eliminated. It's very disappointing, but what a season it was. But we'll get into some of the positives and our outlook for the future in a little bit. But first we have to talk about our game that we did have last night. The Flames did end their home games of the year with a bang, a 5-4 win in the shootout against the Vegas Golden Knights. So obviously a big win there against the best team in the division. The Flames weren't playing well through the first couple periods. Actually, that's not even fair to say. They were losing after the first couple periods of this game. Defensively weren't playing too well. It seemed like we were giving up a lot of chances, kind of leaving Wolfie hanging out to dry. But a win is a win no matter what. A great way for the season to end. Standing ovation from the crowd and just really doing what they did all season, coming back, fighting to the very bitter end, and even picking up the 2 points in this one. The 2 points doesn't matter, but still a great win. If we get into the box score here, Wolfie gave up 4 goals on 42 shots. So the Flames giving up 42 shots in a do-or-die game was a little bit concerning. Obviously, it doesn't matter now, but Wolf honestly had a good game. I know we gave up 4 goals, which isn't what he wants to do, but like I said, we kind of hung him out to dry, giving up some insane scoring chances for Vegas, especially in that first period. That's why they scored 3 in the opening frame. But overall, Wolf getting one final home win of the year, almost undefeatable at home this year. Absolutely love Dustin Wolf. Kadri gets a goal and an assist on the night. Michael Backlund remains hot. He also had a goal. Morgan Frost got the opening goal of this one. I thought for sure I was going to win the Flames' first goal contest and win that Dustin Wolf jersey because I actually picked Frost for some reason, but apparently I didn't win the signed jersey. And Klapka also stays hot with a goal. Great to see him getting on the score sheet once again, really proving that he is an everyday NHLer and shouldn't be spending any time with the Wranglers next year. Matt Coronato, he also has been hot down the stretch, really producing a lot of points. He gets a couple of assists on the night. Coleman, Kevin Ball, MacKenzie Weegar, Braden Pahal, and Jonathan Huberdeau all getting 1 assist each as well. So great to see, obviously, the Flames getting 4 goals on the night. So many different players getting on the score sheet, which is absolutely great. If we dive into some of the facts a little bit deeper in our final home game of this season, it did go to a shootout. And I know what you were thinking when this game went to a shootout. Oh, goodness. In a do-or-die game, we're going to the shootout. It's game number 81 of the year. We better not see Nick Ritchie. And guess what? We didn't see Nick Ritchie, and that's probably why we won this shootout. So Sharky and Coronato unfortunately missed on the first 2 attempts, but Morgan Frost, the man who got it all started, gets the shootout winner in this one. So great for that as well. Another thing, too, is that the Flames really did play their game and out-hit Vegas by quite a bit, so 22-13 in the hits, which is fantastic. And the power play was great, too. 2 for 2 to kind of, wrap up the season. I know we have one more game, but it almost seemed like yesterday was our season finale in a way with at least the core players. We'll see if some of the youngsters get in on Thursday, which I'm almost certain they will. But overall, just a great game nonetheless, and it actually did bring a lot of positives. So not only positives from this game, but positives just, from the entire season. And the first first one is, of course, between the pipes. The biggest positive of this year, despite us losing, it kind of is a turning point in the way that we've passed the torch on to our goalie of the future. Well, I love this tweet here from the win column. So they said, can we get an ow for the Flames' MVP this season? Happy birthday to Wolfie. He did turn 24 today. So happy birthday to Dustin, of course. But he totally was the MVP for the Flames this year. Such a positive, knowing that fingers crossed, have our goalie of the future, which is something huge that a lot of successful teams obviously need. You think of, Carey Price dragging Montreal to the final a few years ago and dragging them far in the playoffs all those years when they had an abysmal offense. Dustin Wolf kind of seems a little bit like that, and that is what we need. But hopefully we can get over the hump, unlike the Habs in the Carey Price era. But yes, big positive is Dustin Wolf, and a big happy birthday to him as well. More positives. This was just unbelievable. So a stirring send-off for the Flames as fans stood to salute a season in which these underdogs won over a lot of people around the league. Yes, it wasn't just in the Sea of Red. It wasn't just in the city of Calgary that people noticed just how good the Calgary Flames were, how relentless they were in their pursuit to continue, even as underdogs across the league. People recognize this. And the fans last night, for them to do an ovation after obviously knowing that we were eliminated from playoff contention, hats off to everyone that was there, giving the Flames that salute that they really did deserve. The standing ovation was just amazing to see. Another huge positive there in this, very disappointing time. Now, if we get into the next positive, there were a lot of good quotes after this game. So here's a great one from Weegs. He said, I think for next year, it kind of sets us up to have higher standards and higher expectations. When expectations were low, we proved people wrong. We did the right thing. Nobody thought we could have done this year. Well, next year, people know that we can do this. So there might be higher expectations. I don't know if they'll be that high, to be honest. There might be higher expectations, and the Flames could be even better and really push for a playoff spot, not only in the Western Conference, but in those Pacific Division standings as well. Another great quote here from Kadri. He said, it's pride. We're all professionals here at the end of the day. It would have been easy just to pack it in, but we don't do that around here. No, we do not. It is built into the culture of this team, the culture of this city, to never back down. As Nick A30 would say, never back down, never what? Never give up. Fantastic to see some of those quotes there. A couple more quotes here. So this one again from Weegs. He said, we said, let's do it for ourselves. Let's do it for each other, and let's do it for the fans. Let's give them one more comeback. Why not? So we did that. It's just been a hell of a fight. MacKenzie Weegar on the motivation to come back despite learning they were out. So obviously in the second intermission, knowing that they were eliminated, still coming out, coming back, doing it for the fans, doing it for themselves, and getting a win was just a fantastic way to wrap up the season, or at least wrap up the home games for the year. And likewise, a quote here from Blake Coleman. So Blake Coleman tells our post-game show that despite being eliminated, the group came together late in the second intermission and agreed to come out flying in the third. So great to see that. Solid show of character on home ice, really fitting with how hard this group has fought all season. And I know there's a lot of people in the fan base that are pretty loud about how this season is just a complete waste. We lost our first round pick, unless we somehow win the lottery, of course. We lost our first round pick. We didn't get even close to a top 5 pick, and we didn't get the playoffs. And yes, all of that's true. You have a reason to be upset, but overall, it was just amazing watching this team this year overachieve in a way, but just getting win after win. Different lineup, different players we got to see this year, just building that identity for this team, the culture, the hockey culture around this organization and the city. Just fantastic to see. And overall, there were loads of positives. We could go on and on, about positives with certain players, like Kirkland coming up before he got injured. Who would have thought about that? Seeing the emergence of, obviously, Dustin Wolf, a major, major positive. And we could just go on and on. But the biggest positive, I think, is what we have going into the future. So let's get into our final chapter of this video before the comment of the day. And it's now that we're out, we can play some of these youngsters, which is huge. So Flames prospects, or at Blasty prospects, they tweeted out, so there are some NHL debuts that are well overdue. And there certainly are a lot of players in the organization that definitely have the right to play on Thursday in LA. But the ones on this graphic here, obviously Sunyev, who just recently joined the Flames organization, same as Zane Parekh after getting knocked out of the OHL playoffs. And I believe that's William Stromgren as well on the right there. I could be wrong. Is that Morton? No, that looks like Stromgren. Either way, that's another name that should definitely be involved. And on that note, Eric Francis, he said, oh, and yes, for those wondering, now you play Parekh and Suniev, trying to get obviously a bit of an optimistic, positive tweet out after last night's disappointing news. But interesting. So, all right, 81 down, 1 to go. What do y'all want to see from the red team in the regular season finale? And that's Ryan Pike tweeting this, and he more so means in terms of lineup, not like, oh, do you want to see the red team win? So he said, I'm curious how many Wranglers make the trek to LA for Flames game 82. With 2 games left for the Wranglers Friday and Sunday, it's possible for them to climb into a home ice spot for the first round, albeit unlikely. So, will we see some Wranglers come up? And I don't have a graphic of it because it essentially was announced right as I was getting ready to record. By the time you're watching this, this is almost old news in a way, but 2 players have officially been called up to the Flames from the Wranglers. One, a lot of people will be excited to see, that is Hunter Brustevich, the offensive defenseman, of course, so hopefully he will be playing on Thursday. And the other one is Sam Morton, was also brought up. A lot of people have been waiting for him to play. I thought he could have snuck in last year once we were eliminated, obviously in those last few games of the season. So great to see that. Could we see more? Will we see Parekh and Suniev? I really hope so. I hope that's what tomorrow's video is about, if I'm being fully transparent. But overall, honestly, the future looks bright. We'll get a glimpse into the future with Thursday's game, of course, tomorrow's game. And overall, the future is bright. There's so many positives from this season. And in a way, this could be a major turning point for the organization, ready to just, win. Light that fire. We've built that identity, the culture. You love to see it. We've got some leaders. We've got some young guys coming in. And with a good summer, who knows what kind of team the Flames could be next year. Now let's wrap up this video with the comment of the day, as we love to do here on the channel. And this was honestly just a great comment about yesterday's game and I guess kind of the result in a way, but it comes from Nabil. Nabil said, I was at this game and it's sad our playoff chance is gone this season, but the Flames gave us a show tonight and frankly this whole season. 100% facts. This was an incredible game and so much fun. I have such high hopes for next season. These studs never give up. They never do. The find a way Flames are truly here, back once again. And though our season's over, I mean, I know we have one more game, but we won't be playing any more meaningful hockey. It was just an incredible season. And again, I want to thank you guys for the support on the channel throughout the season and, of course, the support for our beloved Calgary Flames. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please subscribe like you saw here today and have a wonderful rest of your day.